Hi, is he or she the one? This is a question that I've been asked several times to do as a reading. And the last request was made by a viewer named Real Slim Basie. Okay, so I've decided to go ahead and do this really popular request. The only thing I have to say about it, though, is that each pile will let me know whether or not this is a yes or a no, okay? But what you're gonna have to do for me is fill in the blank for what the one means, okay? These are gonna say yes or no either way, okay? But you've got to figure out whether or not the one means, like, is this the one that I'm going to go on my next date with? Or is this the one I'm going to go on a trip with? Or is this the one I'm going to marry? Or whatever it is that you have in your head or your heart with the person that you're thinking about, okay? So, again, you're going to have to fill in what the one means, okay? I'm just going to go ahead and tell you whether or not this is or isn't what you're thinking, okay? So, pile number 1 is this little brown kitty cat. Pile number 2 is this Siamese cat. And pile number 3 is the Tabby Cat, okay? While you guys are picking which pile you'd like to go with, I do have an announcement. I'm gonna go on vacation, okay? I'm gonna be gone over the next 2 weeks. Channel content's not gonna be affected. You'll still be able to see my videos and my free readings, okay? However, my private readings will be affected, okay? While you can still order a private reading, the wait time will increase to 2 weeks, but that'll only be until December 5th, and at December 5th, it'll just go back to the normal waiting time, okay? So again, while I'm out of town, I will not be recording private readings, but I'll still be taking the orders, and as soon as I get back, I'll just start sending those out to you guys, okay? The longest you're gonna have to wait is 2 weeks. I really don't think anybody's gonna actually have to wait that long, but I just wanted to let you guys know, and again, I'll go back to normal December 5th. Alrighty, and again, everything that you need to know about me is in the description. That's contact information and all of that good stuff. And I know I've already talked too much, so let's go ahead and get started on these readings. If you have not chosen yet, go ahead and pause the video. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and start with pile number 1, which is a brown kitty, and put these aside. And we're going to be looking at... Guys, who picked pile number 1, is he or she the one? Are they the one? Okay, so we've got fondness and we've got promise. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Your key card here is skill. This might be a work relationship or a relationship where you've met like while doing a hobby, or maybe while it's like maybe on a cerebral level, right? Or maybe at school. And then we've got bound, offer, and fear. Okay, so this kind of gets into some of the more shadow stuff that's going on between the two of you guys. So while, yes, this person's going to, eventually offer you something, and yes, this person's going to be the one to do that, there is a lot of underlying fear and a lot of underlying like control issues that are going to have to be taken care of first, okay? Where they are right now is that they definitely feel good about you. I don't feel like they're at that point where they can just say out loud to you that they love you, okay? But they definitely feel good about you. And what you're being called to do is just to honor that, just to honor that they feel good about you. This isn't just a friend, this is somebody who feels good about you, okay? And know that any promise they make to you, they're gonna keep it, okay? This person doesn't make promises lightly, okay? This is somebody who you're going to share a hobby with, or you're going to share some kind of skill with. For example, you guys, might know that I have a degree in psychology. And one of my hobbies is just really getting into every single kind of personality psychology that I can. I like to look at the different systems and analyze the way that different people are within the different systems and all that great stuff. I have a really, really close friend, and we both share that skill. We're really, really good at it, and we just happen to really just get that information real quickly. It's just one aspect of psychology that both he and I are able to do really well. And that would be an example of a skill that I'm talking about, okay? Because, like, that's not only on the more intellectual level for me, because I went to school for it and I actually trained for it, but it's also something that's like a hobby of mine as well. I don't, do this as a job so much, okay? So again, we've got Bound and Fate. The Bound card is kind of like the Devil card, in that it's just somebody who feels kind of stuck in the relationship. It can also really talk about a lot of like sexual attraction too, and that can kind of make somebody feel, a little bit like chained up, like, oh my goodness, I mean, it could even have to do with the kind of sexual relationship that they like. I just want to go ahead and say I don't think that is going to apply to most of you. But yeah, it's just a person that feels very, very like magnetized towards you, a very like this would be somebody who's kind of stuck in this relationship with you, but it's like they don't necessarily want to get out, but they still feel fear that they're that close to you, that they feel that connected to you. Okay, so this person's like, they feel great about you, okay, but they're still feeling some fear about it. It's something they haven't felt before, and it's new, and it's, it's new for them. It's something that they've never experienced before, okay? But they will end up offering something to you. They will offer, this is a lot like the Knight of Cups, okay? They will offer you their heart, okay? And that's the bottom line, is yes, they will offer you their heart, and it will be really, really good. I'm going to go ahead and ask a clarifier. Is there anything else that pile 1 needs to know about this particular person? We're asking, is this person the one? And we want to know if there's any more information we could get, just to make sure that we're clear, okay? Oop, here we go. Yeah, I mentioned that skill. We've got 9, that's a wish fulfillment, the 9 of coins, okay? So this might move a little bit slow. The coins tend to indicate something that moves a little bit slower, a little bit steadier. The 9 of coins does speak to skill. It does speak to mastery. It's kind of like you've done a really good job, and now you can kind of like sit back. But that doesn't mean that you can't play around with it and still, apply that knowledge elsewhere. It's just you've kind of finished a course, you've finished something, and now you can just enjoy the fact that you know that, or enjoy the achievement that you've had, okay? This is more of a metaphor for the relationship though, okay? And 9s are always about wish fulfillment, okay? So there's going to be some kind of wish that's fulfilled in this relationship. So that is a clear yes to me. Yes, this person is the one. Just know there's going to be some stuff that you're going to have to go through, okay? And it's mostly on their end. But I mean, it really does look worth it to me. It really does. And I get this feeling whenever I see this like spiral motif, I feel really, really good about it. So I am seeing this spiral motif and everything, and I just really feel like eventually it's just going to be like the most natural thing in the world, and you'll not even know how you basically existed without knowing this person, I mean, it's going to be like that. Like, they're just going to be a part of your day, and all of that kind of good stuff. So this is positive. I would say yes. And just keep in mind that, there's a fondness. It does need to kind of, have that ability to go a little bit slowly. The only thing that's going to prevent this from happening is if you decide to say no to the situation, which you're totally fine doing, okay? But if you stay in this, yes, this person will be that person for you. So keep that in mind. Alrighty. we're gonna move on to pile number 2. All right, those of you guys who picked pile number 2, let's go ahead and see, is he or she the one? See, we've got reunion, second chances, getting back together is now possible, keep an open heart. Ooh, and we have fidelity. You are the only one your love chooses to be with. Okay, I just want to go ahead and say before I even go into the other cards, I think that those of you who pick this pile, for some of you, both of these cards are going to apply, but for others of you, only one of them is going to apply, okay? So for some of you, you're really wondering about this fidelity question, and you want to know, well, is this person going to be true to me? Is this person going to be, you know, is this person going to be faithful? That kind of thing. And the answer to that question is yes. And then some of you are like, are we going to get back together? Is this person going to come back around? And the answer to that is yes. Some of you are in that situation where, yes, there is going to be reunion and the person is going to be faithful, okay? But I don't feel like that's going to be most of you. I just think that that's going to be some of you. I think this is one of those situations where the cards speak to 2 different situations because, I mean, goodness, we only have 3 piles and this is a general reading, okay? So keep that in mind. Another thing is if you have already separated and come back together, this is just giving you a reinforcer. It's just verifying that yes, this is the pile you're supposed to be watching, and it's also letting you know that that reunion is going to be positive. Alrighty. Okay, so so this is like the general energy about the relationship. This is like how the relationship's gonna pan out, and you've got the 3 of Hearts, which is joy. So that is a really, really good, that's just a really, really good omen there, okay? You've got Muse, you've got Shadow Work, and you've got Abandoned, okay? I think this abandonment goes back to this reunion thing, okay? So if some of you guys are feeling like you've been abandoned in this situation, or if some of you guys feel like you've been abandoned because you think that this person hasn't been faithful to you, okay? Just know that this stuff's coming back around, okay? I understand that there are some cases where one or the other has been unfaithful and you're wondering, is this person going to be able to be faithful from now on? Okay? Some of you guys might be feeling abandoned because they went to somebody else to get some kind of need met that they were supposed to get from you, okay? In those situations, yes, they will be able to do that, but you're going to have to work on that trust. And that's a lot of shadow work to work on, okay? For some of you, you felt totally abandoned because either they separated from you or because there hasn't been enough of a presence there. It's like you keep waiting for them to be more present and they haven't been. And so it's almost like you experience these little micro abandonments every day to the point where it's almost like you're being traumatized every day by that feeling, even though they are there sometimes. And this reunion and fidelity is supposed to encourage you guys to understand that this person is getting there with you, okay? They will get there with you. Okay, yes, there's still some shadow work to do on both of your ends, okay? And when I talk about shadow work, I'm talking about facing some of those yucky feelings that you don't want to face, okay? This is talking about going through some pretty nasty stuff. This is about facing aspects of yourself that you don't really want to look at. But you're going to be doing that regardless of who you're with. Sometimes relationships trigger that. In fact, oftentimes relationships trigger that. And it's just, that's what's going on for you. But something that's really positive here is that we've got Muse. And Muse is like, it has like a kind of dual meaning in this deck. At least that's the way I view it. Muse is not only, is this filling you with creative energy and you're going to be able to do all of this creative endeavor, but it's also like, you're a master of your universe. You can paint your universe, okay? So you are in a situation right now where you're really manifesting a lot of things. Whether that's in your relationship or not related to your relationship doesn't matter. It's just that you have that power to really manifest some things for yourself. You're in your creative power right now. And so this card's coming up to let you know that you still have a whole lot of control. It's just in a different way than you would like, okay? So what I'm going to say about this pile is it's a yes, but it's also, there's so much heartache here that I wouldn't be surprised if some of you decide to leave this situation, okay? I think that if you do, that's just as valid as if you stay. But just know that if you do stay and you decide to go through the shadow work, it will be worth it, okay? And let me go ahead and get some clarifying cards here. All right, those that picked pile number 2, is there anything else that they need to know about this reading? Is there anything else that pile number 2 needs to know? Anything else pile number 2 needs to know? Okay. Let me try one more time. Anything else? Okay. Looks like this is what we need to know here. Okay, yeah, we've got 6, the 6 of coins. This is a really strong give and take. I mean, this is going to balance out. You're going to find that what you give, you get back, and what they give, you feel like giving back to them too, okay? So this is going to be a really balanced relationship when it gets back to that point, okay? And then, oh, this is my favorite card, the Hermit. I think that the Hermit really, really is talking about the shadow work. It's talking about the times where you're separated. It's talking about the times where you're not so certain if this person's being faithful to you or not. But it's talking about going within and getting that information for yourself, being able to cultivate your own instincts and your own thoughts and feelings about this whole situation. It can also mean a Virgo, but I mean, I don't like to go into the signs because this can really apply to anybody. These are general readings, and there's so many people that watch these, but I do know that that the Hermit is the Virgo card, so I do want to mention that. And it's just like a lot of introverted energy, okay? So if there's a lot of withdrawal, that doesn't necessarily mean that there's anything wrong. It just means that right now, or sometimes either you or your person or both of you are going to need that kind of time, not necessarily apart, but the time to breathe and like kind of feel out the situation for yourselves, okay? I think that the bottom line to focus on is this joy, though, because that is the theme of the relationship, is going to bring so much more joy to you than basically any other relationship could. It's just you've got to figure out whether or not you want to go through that bitter to get that sweet, okay? Because it is kind of a bittersweet thing, but that sweetness is really sweet, okay? It's going to be really, really awesome if you do decide to stay, all right? So those of you who picked pile number 2, you guys are in control, okay? And if you decide to stay, absolutely, this person can be the one for you, absolutely. Alrighty. Pile number 3, those of you guys who picked the Tabby Cat. Let's go ahead and see what kind of energy is around your relationship, okay? We've got power, and we've got devotion. This love anchors you together. Nothing can separate you. Oh my goodness, isn't that beautiful? You've got reinvention, you've got forgiveness, and you've got fall. You know what? I think it's the fall right now. Now, if you're watching this video and you're not watching it on, in November, that's okay. These are timeless readings, okay? So this does still apply to you. It just means when we get the fall, we just get that there are certain elements about this relationship that during the autumn, during the fall, it's significant. There's something significant about that time. And it could be It could be literally the fall, that's when you met maybe, or that's when you are getting married, or that's when you have your first baby, that kind of thing. Or it could be something more subtle, like maybe you literally fell and this person helped you, and that's how you guys met. So just kind of keep that in mind. I really feel like this is like very ambiguous in this reading, okay? This person, this person and you guys, when you're together, you build each other up so much. And while you guys are going to be making mistakes in this relationship, everybody does, you'll find ways to heal that. You'll find ways to reach forgiveness and understanding about that. The devotion is just really strong. Like just touching this card, just feeling this card, and the others around here, it's just so strong that it kind of, makes me feel a little giddy. This is really strong, powerful. You've got power, really strong, powerful feelings. The answer is yes. We've got the Seven of Hearts, so we've got choices. I think that this is one of those situations where you really feel like this is something that you would have chosen, regardless of how it is. It's like, it's almost like this is what you would have wanted if you would have been able to imagine that this could be a possible choice for you. I think this also means that you have a lot of control and autonomy in this situation. You are free to leave or stay if that's what you want. I'm not getting any energy here that makes me think that you would want to leave though. But just know, that you do have some choices in this situation. This might be more about how fast you want to move, because this does feel like a very fast moving relationship. And just know that wherever you guys meet for that compromise, as far as, what you're going to do, what you're not going to do, and all of that good stuff, your perspective is going to be honored in this situation. So really keep that in mind, okay? This is a big yes. This is a huge yes, okay? So is this person the one? Yeah, totally. You can choose to get out of it if you want. I don't see why you would, though. It looks great. It looks really, really great. So you guys are good to go. Alrighty. Okay, I want to go ahead and thank you guys for watching to the end of this video. I want to share with you a deck that I used this time. It's called French Vintage Stamp Love Oracle. This is a second edition. The first edition doesn't have as many cards. And this was created by Kelly Isara. It's available on Etsy, and it is an independently made deck. It's a really beautiful deck, and it's one I'd recommend if you would like to have an extra love deck, okay? It's well made, and I do recommend it. It is a little bit big, like fitting in my hands. It's a little bit hard to fit in my hands, and that's something that I'm kind of trying to get used to, but it does shuffle very well. It shuffles very well, and it's not too flimsy. It's about the cardstock that you would imagine in a deck of playing cards. Okay, really, I think it's a really beautiful deck. So, again, I love it when you guys stay at the end. Just know I pay attention to all the comments. I am so thankful that I have the amount of viewers that I do and the subscribers that I do. We're almost to 3,000. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that. I can't believe that. It's just great. And I just want to thank you guys for giving me that positive feedback, letting me know that what I'm doing is meaningful for you guys, because it's definitely meaningful for me. So I'll go ahead and see you when I do.